happening? Okay,
We're live.
we're here. Private chat.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our book banter, holiday romance edition. I'm Amanda from One More Page, joined by the lovely Anna, also of One More Page, and then the coolest pull we've had in a while, Christina and Lauren of Christina Lauren. You know, the famous romance authors who we all love. So a virtual round of applause for our amazing guests.
Woo!
Oh, my jingle bells are jingling. Let me hold them.
It's like when you're jogging and you don't have a tight enough sports bra, but for the holidays, you gotta hold your jingle bells.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Are we excited to talk about some holiday romance?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. What is that perhaps your holiday romance?
It is. Ooh, it's so bright.
Oh my god, there's two of them. Can you guys tell us a little bit about In a Holidaze just to start us off?
Yeah, I'll do it because I know Christina's going to punt it over to me anyway. Okay, so this is In a Holidaze. It came out in October, and the premise of this book is our heroine, Maylin Jones. She loves tradition. She loves her family friends. She loves this cabin in Utah that she and her family have been going to since she was born. And she also loves one of the guys from another one of the families that all gathers together at Christmas. His name is Andrew. And at the beginning of the book, she wakes up and realizes that she's had a little too much eggnog the night before. And she has made a mistake and has made out with the wrong brother. She made out with Andrew's brother, Theo. And she's been in love with Andrew since she was 13. And she's just like, ugh, stupid. This is terrible. And then she finds out that the cabin that they go to every year is being sold. And she hates her job. She still lives at home. Everything in her life just feels like a catastrophe. So on the drive to the airport, May throws out a wish to the universe, which is like, just show me what will make me happy. And the next thing she knows, she wakes up back up on the plane, headed back to the beginning of the holiday. And so the premise basically is that May has to figure out her own happiness. She has to figure out the path and how she's going to get there and what she's going to do to take control of her life. And it was really fun to write. And it has a little bit of magic and a lot of the stilo stuff that I think readers come for. So we really liked writing this one.
Yep.
I really liked reading it, so all around positive experience.
Yay!
Okay, so Amanda jacked the arc, so I couldn't read it. But I'm just going to say that from that description, clearly I was over here soap opera gasping, so I'm sold.
I gotta say, I didn't jack the arc. We don't always get a lot of romance arcs because of a lot of things when it comes straight to paperback, they don't send out arcs necessarily right away. Although for bigger names like you guys, we're a little bit more likely to get them. But we hadn't gotten an arc for In a Holidaze, and I was telling our book buyer Lelia, how much I wanted it. And I was just like, I really felt like it was what I needed. It was right on my birthday. I was just like, I just need to be happy, Lelia, please. So she emailed our rep at your publishing house, and she found the last arc hiding in a back office somewhere.
That's so cute.
It was amazing. So shout outs there.
Yeah.
Also, I was mostly kidding. About Amanda.
She wasn't entirely kidding.
I can't tell you how many times I get an arc of something and then I lose it and then I find it 5 months after the book is out. And I've already bought a copy of it.
Right. Well, especially for the books that come out straight to trade paperback. I'm like, what? Did I? This looks really familiar, but is it just because I unpacked boxes of it?
I know.
But when in doubt, buy it again. That's what I always say.
Yes.
Always. Especially if I loved it, I always buy it again. And I usually buy the audio too. So
yep.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. So we're here to talk about just sort of our love overall of holiday romance. Obviously, a lot of people love holiday romance books. Holiday romance movies are naturally a super big thing. Are you guys on the Hallmark movie train? Are you Netflix Christmas movie people?
I've been watching the Netflix ones. I started watching. I'm not a big Hallmark. I wasn't a big Hallmark watcher until we were writing this book, And then I was like, well, let's see what this is all about, So I started watching it, and it was funny. It was like it's so easy to get sucked into them. Like they look like you're watching like a live Pinterest board. Like everything is like so perfect and exactly the way that you would want it. But I've been watching the Netflix ones. Lo and I just watched the
Operation Christmas Drop,
and then the other night,
Vampire Diaries.
Yes, and then the other night, I watched Holidaze, which I thought was really cute. It was very funny.
It was terrible and so good at the same time.
Exactly, with like he blows his finger off. I was like, oh my god, it was so funny.
Also, Luke Bracey's Australian accent makes the whole thing worth it. Chicks are crazy around the holidays.
Yeah,
Chicks are crazy.
Yeah.
You're the one who wants to cuddle, Luke Bracey.
And there were parts that there are parts that are just awful, but like, so are the holidays sometimes.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, you guys, everyone here has heard Carly Rae Jepsen's song, It's Not Christmas Till Somebody Cries, right?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
No.
Oh, it's new. It's a great music video. Highly recommend.
It's not Christmas till somebody cries. Have they been hanging out at my parents' house?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's mostly set there, Anna.
Sorry, we love each other super much, but we're a really emotional family. It's all I'm gonna say. Way.
No, that song and then Puppy for Hanukkah are my two jams this year, for sure. That is the new Daveed Diggs single.
There's a new one too. Oh, sorry, Christina, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I was gonna say I normally listen to Christmas music while I'm like driving, but I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not listening to anything.
I just love. There's some new one from Mariah Carey, Jennifer Hudson, and Ariana Grande, and I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I was like clicking through channels the other day, and I think it was like being like a clip of it was on Entertainment or something, and it's just the most like Christmassy thing, like these three divas in like sparkly dresses. I was like, this is what I was waiting for.
I saw a clip of that on Twitter.
So good.
What else do you need?
90% of the content I get.
Loved it.
Perfect. Well, in sort of honor of some of these Christmas and holiday movies, I have a little game for us to start us off, if you guys are into that.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so this game is called That's a Christmas to Me. And I did steal it from a podcast. So this game is invented by Justin McElroy on the My Brother and Me podcast. And the concept is I will give you 3 Hallmark movie summaries. One of them is fake.
Ooh.
You have to guess which one it is.
All right.
Something tells me this is going to be hard.
I mean, yeah.
Let me pull up my little window here. I'm not accidentally screen sharing, right? Giving everything away.
No.
No, but could you? Because I feel like I'm going to be really bad at this game.
Okay, I will read them all at once. There'll be 3 per round, so 2 real, 1 fake. And then I can go back and reread anything you need to remind you the titles, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, the first one we have is Evergreen Inn. Sophie Bennett begins a new holiday tradition of spending every holiday at the Evergreen Inn and Ski Lodge, which she inherited from her parents. Evergreen Inn is a special place filled with people who could not make it home for the holidays or have had such wonderful experiences that it has become their home away from holiday home. This Christmas, Sophie will meet an unforgettable family and her own life will be forever changed. That's Evergreen Inn. Next up, we have A Wall Street Christmas Carol. Holly Struthers is the personal assistant to a slick stockbroker named Rick Benson, played by Mark Weeb. When Holly asks Rick for time off to visit her family in Queens for Christmas, Rick berates her and threatens to fire her. That night, Rick is visited by 3 sharp-dressed spirits of Christmas past, present, and future, all represented by past partners he betrayed. Will Rick learn his lessons? And that was A Wall Street Christmas Carol. And then finally for this
detail.
What?
I love the sharply dressed detail.
No, it's very important. This is not a sloppy Wall Street man.
No.
And then finally we have Never Too Late for Christmas. Rebecca, a businesswoman who has let go of her joy of Christmas, is trying to secure her next big deal and promotion to executive vice president before the end of the year. When she's sent on assignment to a remote town, she meets the handsome widower John, owner of the Holly and Ivy Inn, which is named after his 2 daughters. It's not long before Rebecca's all-business exterior begins to thaw and she finds her Christmas spirit returning just in time. And that was Never Too Late for Christmas.
The problem is any of these could be real.
I know.
I'm
just like
Literally any of these could be
the
real.
only reason I would pick number 3 at all, and that's not even my pick, is because who would name their kids Holly and Ivy?
A Hallmark actor.
I'm gonna say the Wall Street one, just because I feel like that's a lot of characters for a Hallmark movie.
I'm gonna say
Evergreen. Sorry,
I'm gonna
Lauren,
say
you
the
go first.
3rd one.
I think the Evergreen one is fake.
That was my other one I was thinking, but I'm gonna go with number 3.
Okay.
We have one of each vote.
The answer is yes, exactly. So somebody will be right and 2 of you will be devastated. It's perfect. It's just like Christmas.
Okay.
Let me just make sure. I want to see if there's anyone. Yes, people are playing along in the comments too, which is delightful. Okay, we've got some guesses for 2. Liz says that's so hard to figure out. I agree, Liz. This is my favorite game because it's very complicated. But the answer of which one is fake is A Wall Street Christmas Carol.
That's such a good idea, though.
I know. I'm good at picking out things that suck, I guess.
It definitely sounds like it could be a real movie by
I
far.
just feel like that's too many like big characters for like a Hallmark movie.
That's fair. Like, where does Holly fit in the equation?
Because everybody here could Google it. Christina's the only one who couldn't Google it while you were reading it. So
That didn't even occur to me.
I will sense if any of you cheat. I will send the 3 ghosts of Amanda's past, present, and future to haunt you.
there you go.
Yeah, booksellers past, present, and future are very devious. It's like your ARC reviews, your first week sales, and your backlist. Like, you don't want to mess with any of those 3 things.
This is horrifying. I'm having nightmares right now.
Okay, you guys ready for the next batch?
Yes.
Okay, let's move that window up. I'm on my husband's old work computer, and it's a little slower than it could be, but that's fine. It's doing its best because mine doesn't have a working webcam right now. Okay. So, first up, we have Miracle in Manhattan. No one celebrates the holidays like Emily Merkel, or Mrs. Miracle as she is known by some, who is back to ensure that this Christmas is the most magical and meaningful of all. When Mrs. Miracle, played by Doris Roberts, appears as a seasonal employee in the toy department at the financially troubled Finley's department store, neither the store's owners nor the customers have any idea of the events that are about to unfold. Just when it seems Christmas might not come at all this year, Finley's favorite employees proves they don't call her Mrs. Miracle for nothing. And that was Miracle in Manhattan. Okay. Next up is I'll Write You for Christmas. When aspiring sports writer Jane McGowan blows her big chance to earn the coveted hockey beat at her Chicago paper, she heads home for Christmas to lick her wounds and try to hide her failures from her family. But when her small town newspaper desperately needs someone to cover the town's holiday festivities, her former childhood crush turned editor convinces her to take up the pen again. Will she see sparks flying among the headlines, or will a European hockey player fiancé stand between Jane and true love?
Okay.
I'll Write You for Christmas. And then finally, we have Welcome Home Warrior. A military widow whose faith in Christmas has lapsed rents an apartment to a handsome army captain recovering from an injury in battle and whose faith in Christmas is inspirational. As they team up to save the town's military museum with a Christmas fundraising event, these 2 wounded birds find themselves falling in love and being healed by the magic of Christmas. So that was Welcome Home Warrior.
No, number 3 is not real. I refuse to believe in anything with the phrase wounded birds in the description.
Man,
No.
It was in quotes.
There's no reason for that.
Okay, so I was going to say number 1 just because it felt very complicated.
All right, I'm going to say 2. Spread it out.
Just because it was not guessed yet?
I mean, they all sound like they could be or could not.
I mean, yeah, they all sound like they could be fake.
Okay, we've got a bunch of guesses for 3. People agree with you, Anna. They do not think that the army situation is correct. Or 1, someone says. And the answer is... Slowly scroll my Word document back up again. Ooh, someone thinks they saw Welcome Home Warrior. You could have seen anything, Cassandra. There's so many things that sound like this. But the answer is, I'll Write You for Christmas is fake.
That didn't seem like a very big plot. I mean, it was like, will she write it? And it's like, I don't know. That doesn't seem very visual.
Was that number 2?
I mean,
Yes,
I would
it
be
was.
insulted, but I did write that plot summary 2 minutes before I got online with you guys.
You should be writing synopsis.
I would read
God.
that or watch it. I don't care. The hot European hockey. What were the words? I don't know. There were so many words in there, but I liked all of them. They were very good.
The European hockey player fiance.
Yes.
Yes. Also a good Chicago setting. I love a good Chicago setting.
I
don't
know.
why.
It's good.
I thought if it was Manhattan, that'd be too
obvious.
obvious.
So
Well done.
Yeah, the first fake one I did not make up. I did take that off the internet as a fake Hallmark summary, but the rest of the next fake one I also did right. So again, Hallmark executives, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to do contract work.
How many
Amanda's
drinks
amazing.
do I have?
I had started to wonder, Christina, we have a lot of beverages over there. Freaking Mary Poppins bag of liquids.
jingle, jingle.
Okay, are you guys ready for the final set?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Our final set begins with, By golly, it's Christmas. Santa Claus is coming to town. Not that Connie Owens, played by Lacey Chabert, pretends to care. Ever since she was left at the altar at her Christmas wedding 3 years ago, the holidays are her least favorite time of the year. This year, though, her mother convinces her to work the Santa meet and greet at her small town's only department store. She may hate everything holly and jolly, but when she meets Rick, a single dad trying to make Christmas special for his daughter on their first holiday alone, she'll learn that happiness can be found wherever there is holiday spirit. That was By Golly, It's Christmas. Next up we have Angel Falls. Fallen angel Gabby must redeem herself. To do so, she's dispatched to where else but to the town of Angel Falls. It's not a job for any one being, even one endowed with her special powers. Luckily, Gabby has her own guardian angels, Anna and Michael. All of them work to help the citizens of Angel Falls, and along the way, wings and love blossom. That was
I'm closing
Angel
my
Falls.
laptop now. I'm out.
And then finally we have Christmas Sister Swap. Just because they are identical does not mean these twins, both played by Candace Cameron Bure, even like each other. Estranged twin sisters get together for an obligatory pre-Christmas lunch a year after their mother died. Both women are unhappy and frustrated with their own lives. Though not close, each is envious of the other's life. What's a twin to do but take advantage of this, and who would be the wiser? They do what any identical twins in need of new outlook would do. They swap lives until Christmas Day. And by doing so, each woman discovers the true meaning of her life and gains a deeper perspective and appreciation for what she already had. That was Christmas Sister Swap.
That sounds real.
That sounds real.
And Cameron, she's in a lot of those things.
So is Lacey Chabert, though. That's the thing. Lacey Chabert is like...
She's like the new
rolling
Candace
in
Cameron
nerds.
Bure.
Little
I'm going
bit.
to go with number 2. Isn't that the angel one?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay.
go with number 1.
Okay. Yeah, in the comments we have people said the G Jolly one. And
G
1
Jolly.
and 2. And the answer for which one is fake is By golly, it's Christmas.
Which number was that?
This
Yours.
is number 1.
Yours. You want to get...
I love it. You're like, what's that? Oh,
I watched the third one.
Yay!
I've seen the Candace Cameron Bure one twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's terrible and really great. And it's got... Who's it got in it? It's got the actor who
Candace
plays...
Cameron Bure twice. What else do you need?
Well, her 4 times, evidently. It's got the actor from Once Upon a Time who played, like, Pinocchio or Geppetto. What is his name? Hang on, I can Google this.
Of all the actors for Once Upon a Time, that one is far from the hottest.
I also love that we like are laughing about like swapped, in these movies, but how many Christmas movies have swaps in them, and we eat them up every single time.
Oh yeah, I adore them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was raised
swaps.
on The Parent Trap, so it's part of my DNA essentially.
Yes.
Ian Bailey, that's who it is. I don't know what else he's been in, but
I'm afraid that means nothing to me.
I laugh at the premise. We laugh at the premises, but like the truth of the matter is, I would watch any of these and probably have a hell of a time doing so. Like they're sweet and they serve such a purpose this time of year.
Yep.
Especially this
So,
year.
what does everyone like about what draws you all to holiday romances in books, in movies, in shows, whatever?
I like the magic. I like that it's the time that we can pretend that magic really happens. You know what I mean? Sparkly snowflakes and I think it's maybe started with It's a Wonderful Life, but I think that we all sort of feel like maybe magic is real for a month of every year.
I sort of love when things go wrong. Because I think we all set up expectations of what our holiday is going to be, and then seeing somebody else's sort of crash and burn and then pull it out is reaffirming.
I think the emphasis on slowing down, all of these, especially the Hallmark brand ones, but I guess other ones too, Elf is coming to mind and nothing else for whatever reason, but all of them sort of have this they're not, I don't always want didactic films, but I really love a good reminder to slow down and appreciate the important things. Think about your family, whoever that may be, appreciate your friends. It's heartwarming. I love it.
Yeah. No, I can super get behind that. It's funny to hear both Christina and Lauren too also mention that you like when things go wrong and magic, because I feel like that describes in a Holidaze very specifically.
Sounds like it.
I mean, listen, if you're going to write it, you have to like the tropes. You know what I mean? You're going to spend, you guys know, you spend so much time with these stories that it has to be something that you want as a reader too. Because at the end, you're writing a book for yourself. That's the secret that nobody talks about, right?
What is does everyone have a favorite, because I know we talk about favorite romance tropes a lot. Is there a specific favorite holiday romance trope that people are into?
I love the mistaken identity. I love messy family, the family stone I really love, even though there's just some hard scenes in it. I just love it. I love the truth of it. Did you guys see Entertainment Weekly did a whole, what was it, 20-year anniversary for that one? They had a whole issue that was dedicated to the movie. It came a couple weeks ago, and it was so interesting to read all of the actors talking about what that was like and making that movie however many years ago, because it's kind of a big holiday movie, and it has this amazing cast. It has Diane Keaton and Craig T. Nelson and Rachel McAdams and Luke Wilson and Dylan McDermott, and you know what I mean? It's it has this awesome cast, and they were all talking about the experience, and it was just they talked a lot about filming that dinner scene where they're all just laying into Sarah Jessica Parker. And I don't know, I love the messiness of Holidaze.
Will you be surprised if I say I have not seen that movie?
No, I won't be as surprised at all.
I was going to watch it, and then Kristen was like, just watch this scene. And it's the scene where they're yelling at her or something. Yeah.
I think I like it more now than I did when it came out. Because when it came out, I wanted it to be more rom-com-y. And it's actually such a real emotional, hard story because of the mom is what she's dealing with. I don't want to spoil it for everyone. So I don't know. I like the truth of that movie. I think it's so good. I like it more now than I did when I was younger.
Nice. That makes me feel better, Christina, because I also haven't seen it.
I also haven't seen Love Actually, though.
Oh, you're fine.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I experience that exasperation as well. I'm and you know what? Love Actually is super problematic. I totally get that.
No question about that.
Like the size 8 assistant in the White House is like
Right.
considered curvy. That's fine. But
He's
like,
so fat. What?
I mean, there's a lot of things about it that are problematic, but it is also kind of adorable and just sort of, one of those benchmark movies that you should watch. So I'm gonna like do the Clockwork Orange to her and like.
I'll allow it. I would watch White Christmas on a loop for the entire holiday season with no need for other additional like classics. So I like don't need Love Actually in my life. I will just watch Danny Kaye and like Rosemary Clooney and Bing Crosby and Ellen. I'm blanking on her last name now. Vera Ellen. Just like dance and banter together for my entire life and be fine.
We were trying to get our kids to watch It's a Wonderful Life. And they were like, it's just kind of old timey. And I was like, yeah, it's so good. And they just can't do black and white. They cannot do it.
Okay,
my Christmas is in color.
I was just looking to see when Love Actually came out, and it came out in 2003, so my daughter was 3. So I wasn't going to movie theaters and stuff. Okay. So that's why I have not seen it, I'm sure.
It's so good. I love Love Actually. Like, admittedly, it's got its issues, but I don't know. Like, the friendship between the, like, washed up old rocker and his manager.
Oh my God,
it's just so endearing to me. And I have to say, It's a Wonderful Life is my favorite Christmas movie. There's not a whole lot of there is romance in it, but it just every year.
I'll lasso the moon, Anna. What's more romantic than that?
My husband's sitting next to me watching me weep, even though I've seen it like 35 times, and he hates old movies. That's what's more romantic.
Okay, but that's like Steel Magnolias for me. I don't care how many times I've seen that movie. I lose my mind. The scene with Sally Field in the cemetery. Like, I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Oh. Anyway.
Are we going to lose you, Lauren? Are you going to melt? No, not digitally. I just mean, like, are you going to start crying?
Oh, no. You're so good.
No, you're good. I know how I feel when I talk about, no man is a failure who has friends, and I don't want you to similarly like dissolve into. It's fine.
I feel like you can also like.
How can you not love something?
Christina, what's your favorite?
My favorite Christmas.
Do you have a favorite holiday movie, Christina?
Let's see. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite like holiday romance movie. My favorite
general is fine.
My favorite one is probably A Christmas Story, and it's funny because I ordered a leg lamp and it came today. And I'm very excited.
Nice.
Like, my front window, my bedroom window is the front window in my house, and so I don't have a Christmas tree in there. So from the outside, it looks like I don't have a Christmas tree. So we were like, but I do have a lamp in my bedroom window. So we were like, let's get a leg lamp.
It's fun.
Perfect.
I like it.
I feel like each of those favorite movies, like White Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, Love Actually, Christmas Story, sums up of each of us very effectively.
Oh man.
I feel good about that. So in terms of like books, like, and maybe even not like holiday romance specifically, but are there books that you come back to this time of year? Like, I feel like in the winter, like getting close to Christmas, I turn to like my comfort reads. Like, I tend to reread, like, I adore the Betsy Tacy series, and they've got good Christmas scenes, but they're not like Christmas books that take place over the course of entire years. But like that comfort and that family dynamic, I like crave this time of year. Do you guys have anything like that in your lives?
This year has been hard to read for some of us. So I have been just like trying to read new stuff. I've listened to a lot of audiobooks, but I did get my special edition of Anna and the French Kiss in the mail. And I was kind of thumbing through it, and I was like reminded all over again of how much I loved it. So yeah, I don't think I have any that I like specifically come back to at Christmas. Do you, Lo?
I mean, I have a few books that I have really loved that are holiday books. I love One Hot December, which is a Tiffany Rice book. And I really love A Mistletoe Affair, which is Farrah Rashan, which is like, has all of my favorite tropes in it, because it has, so she's like a very kind of dedicated, responsible daughter. and she falls in love with her best friend's divorced brother, who is also a single dad, and he's like a political correspondent sort of guy or strategist. And so like there's just all of this, like there's town entanglement, and then there's family entanglement and friend entanglement, and she's so good with his kid. It just like has all of my favorite like tropey things. So I really love that one. I recommend that one to everybody who wants a good holiday book.
So cute.
What about you, Anna?
Well, I don't have any particular books that I return to at Christmas, although this year I really have been thinking about, I have been really wanting to reread both the Lord of the Rings, start to finish, and 2 of the Narnia books.
Sure. And the Narnia books are inherently Christmas themed by their level of coziness.
They just are.
Agreed.
So a couple of those I've been wanting to reread. But as far as romances, if you would like, I can mention a few holiday romances that I have encountered lately that I have prepared for this chat.
I think this would be a great time for that.
A great time for that. Why am I doing these Vanna White hands?
I don't know, but I really like it. Did you ever see Wanderlust, which has Paul Rudd?
No.
Maybe. I adore Paul Rudd is my ultimate true love. So probably.
The movie itself is not great, but he has this scene where he's talking himself into swinging so that he
oh God,
and his wife sleeps with someone else, and he does this whole monologue in the mirror where he talks about he's psyching himself up, and he's like, would you like a look at my erection selection? And so whenever somebody, you have to watch that scene, look it up on YouTube, and you just have to watch that one scene because I cannot stop laughing when I think about it. And anyway, when you did that, it just reminded me of that.
Anyone who's on a text thread with Alice Clayton or Lauren Billings will get this clip put in there at one point or another.
Just look it up on YouTube. Look up Paul Rudd Wanderlust monologue, and you will thank me for it.
That's the one that my dick.
My dick. And then also the outtakes from that are really great. Sorry, everyone else. But Anna and Amanda, seriously, go watch it.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
I will. 100%. Legit, Paul Rudd is I watched Clueless at a very formative age. Clearly,
Paul Rudd.
He's so non-threatening in such a handsome way, and I love that about him.
Yourself laughing watching this, you're not human, you're cyborgs. I swear, it's the best. And then there's outtakes too. It's just amazing.
Perfect.
Done. Okay, go ahead, Anna.
Okay. Well,
give us your. This is also an erection selection.
Actually, unfortunately, these are all low to no steam titles because I sort of thought we were all going to be talking about specific.
I'm so sorry.
I was half tuned in as we prepared for this. I was like, la la la, okay, Christmas books, holiday books, I'll find some. So these are all on my end of the steam scale, which means there is a chaste kiss at the end of them all.
All right. Apologies.
It's to anybody else who wants more.
We'll do an OMP after hours after this, where we're and here's where they do more than kiss.
Anyway, so for anyone else who is like me, and anytime they read a sexy scene, they're like, my pastor's gonna know. So this is Christmas Camp by Karen Shaler.
This is the person who wrote Christmas Prince on Netflix.
Yes. Let me talk. Yes, it is the person who wrote Christmas Prince. I'm speaking. Our patron saint Kamala taught me. Anyway, okay, Christmas Prince. This is about a girl who has been too busy for Christmas, as nobody ever. I don't understand that, but whatever. She's too busy for Christmas because she's been busy conquering the world and being a corporate badass. She's been busy. She's being a corporate badass. She's been working. But she wants to get, the big account, which happens to be a Christmas doll company. And her boss is like, it's a lot. Her boss is like, you don't understand Christmas. She's like, I get Christmas. And he's like, look at your competitor. His office is full of Christmas trees. And she's like, I get Christmas. I can handle this account. So he sends her to Christmas camp to get in the spirit of Christmas, to make her like properly competitive, to get this Christmas doll marketing account. The tropes are strong with this one. The tropes are strong. Okay.
It seems like it'd be easier to send to the other guy who already knows about Christmas, and they don't have to pay for expensive sleepaway camp for an adult.
I mean, look, I'm not questioning the woman who wrote A Christmas Prince. She is undeniably brilliant.
It's true.
Let her do what she will.
I bet she can knock out like 20 Hallmark synopses in 5 minutes. I
bet she could, honestly. Okay, I have 2 crossovers here, hence the low steam level also. So this is We Met in December by Rosie Curtis. This one is about a girl who moves to London. It's a little less tropey than, our genre romance here. It's about a girl who moves into a London group house to save money. Her friend is like getting friends to live together. She moves to London and meets Alex, her first night in the house, but he's getting over something. And then basically she goes on her like Christmas vacation. And when she comes back, he's hooked up with somebody else in the house. And like they spend kind of this whole year like, will they, won't they? He like, the hookup for him, it was never supposed to be anything serious because he's getting over something. But like now he's sort of entangled with our main character and also the girl that he is. But it's got a very like dreamy pace, a lot of like shambling about London and parks and cafes, and so it's lovely. Next,
although if you want to do Anna, may I speak?
You may speak.
Thank you. You know what's fun though is that I'm the host of the event, so if I want to, I can just do this.
You can't see, but I just flipped you off.
Your pastor's gonna see.
Anna, yeah, exactly. Your pastor I sent him a link.
Oh no, maybe I should remove myself from this narrative.
Even pastors need an erection selection sometimes.
Thank you.
25 days till Christmas.
No, I wanted to mention another one of my favorite London holiday romance, which is of course Royal Holiday by Jasmine Guillory.
So good.
Oh no! I don't know if you guys can see, but in the comments.
Come up, and Amanda's mom is here. See, your mother's on my side.
My mother has just commented that I should be nice.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Amanda's mother is on my side.
Mom,
okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were watching.
Cat, everybody behave.
Oh, this is the best. I'm like turning
okay, but
red.
that's perfect because Royal Holiday by Jasmine Guillory is like the romance novel you can give your mom.
Yes.
Which I think is important. I gave it to my mother-in-law who like loves a gentle romance. Mom, if you would like one, text me and I can send you one. Oh my god, my dad says also to be nice. Oh boy. This is my worst nightmare.
Okay, well, switching gears to another comment here.
Jasmine Guillory.
Wait, what?
Anna, can you tell us about Royal Holiday? I'm dying.
Royal Holiday.
Christina or Lo, if you would like to talk about Royal Holiday.
Well, Royal Holiday is about a mom, right?
It is, yeah. So it's I forget the name of the character. I have read these books.
But it's her mother.
She takes her mom to London because she's marrying there, and so the mom goes and she meets the guy that works for the royal family, and it's like the romance between the mother, and
so there's letter writing and like someone delivering letters, and it's very charming.
Yes. And the whole thing takes place like initially at like the royal family's winter like Christmas getaway castle. And so there's a lot of like romantic walks in the snow and gentle.
After just finishing The Crown, I'm totally like, oh, that's like their house in Scotland.
Amazing.
Yes,
good. So
I
good, so
support
good.
it. So that's like one of my favorite holiday romances. Anna, you may now continue.
Thank you. Okay, so
Anna, you look very pretty today. Also, I just wanted to let you know.
we're all so pretty. We're all doing such a good job. So this is in a slightly different vein. So somebody asked, but does it have a boathouse in the comments? There is a boathouse in this book. Our main character, boy, or that's nope, the man love interest. Is that how the words? Whatever, it's fine. He has a boathouse. So this book is sort of the inverse of like the Hallmark holiday romance, where we've got like a glossy PR girl who is an assistant but somehow lives in a 2-bedroom apartment in Manhattan. This is the opposite of that, okay? This is a sad book in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of it is sad. It's about a main character who's a single mother. Her little boy is 6 years old. Her husband was in the army and passed away 4 years ago, and she is like ultra broke, very lonely. Like, her son is having issues at school, but she like at Christmas time she like sells the Christmas trees outside of the department store where she is like criminally underpaid. And the love interest is this guy whose special needs younger sister has recently passed away, but he has seen this woman every year and like knows her as like the Christmas tree girl. And again, a lot of this book is very sad, but also it's been kind of a weird year, and I'm not here to judge anybody for what they might or might not need. Sometimes
you need the sadder holiday romance.
Well, it like, the ending is like extremely heartwarming. I will also be honest.
That's important.
I started this yesterday and I read it in one sitting. Like, there was just something about like the like gentleness of the main. You talked about Paul Rudd being like the ultimate like kind, non-threatening like male love interest. Like, he is very much like, okay, it's like content warning. Like, there are trigger warnings for this book. Like, he volunteers for like a suicide hotline. Like, it's a little bit heavy at times, but it's very, very sweet. So I recommend.
I love a good content warning and trigger warning on a book, by the way. I love that this is happening now. Yes. Like, top-notch word publishing.
Oh, also content warnings for sexual assault. It's very low-key, but still, to be advised. I have 2 more to talk about, unless you think we should just
let's maybe I want to. What'd you say, La?
I want to hear them, or you just show them.
Here we go.
I don't have the last 2. They're on my Kindle, unfortunately. But
that's okay.
I can tell you that we have 2 more, and they are Mistletoe and Mr. Right, which, okay, going back to the like slightly glossy like Hallmark movie setups, this is as glossy as it gets. Main character Lana is a property owner in the Alaska town of Moose Springs. I think is it Moose Springs or Moose Lake? Moose Springs or whatever.
Either one is perfect.
And for once, like, the big bad developer isn't a soulless suit. She actually really loves this town and like wants to like prop it up, since it survives like a quarter of the year on tourism, and the rest of the year it's like, is this town going to survive? So we're talking about, girl wobbling around in stilettos in the snow, but the town hates her because she's trying to like develop stuff. Anyway, she needs the help of a local strong silent type to help her hunt down a Christmas moose. It makes more sense in the actual book. And this one has very much like looking for a place to belong vibes. Super, super cute. The last one is The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. And this is another one set in the UK, but whereas We Met in December is set in London, and 25 Days Till Christmas is set in Bristol. Apparently only England gets Christmas. The 12
That's why I from Doctor Who, so.
Exactly. The 12 Dates of Christmas is set in the small village of Blexford. And basically we've got another character, Kate, who is a baker who has 0 love life. She has no time for men. She's very busy baking. And she signs up for a dating gimmick called the 12 Dates of Christmas with like a local marketing company. And she goes on a bunch of dates, and then, who knows who she actually falls in love with in the end. Who knows? From the first page. It's fine. But yeah. So anyway, it's just a ton of like really sweet holiday reads abound these days, and I'm sure there are like dozens more than the ones I just sort of
I love it.
rapid fire
I haven't read it
quickly.
yet, but I really want to read Mangoes and Mistletoe by Adriana Herrera, who
so
I
good.
adore.
I
Is it?
really love that one. Yeah. And for historical fans, like Lisa Kleypas has some great ones. And there's an anthology with Tessa Dare
I was gonna just say.
and what?
I was just gonna say that.
Oh,
But
and Sophie Jordan, and it's
What's
just
it
like
called, Lo?
Sarah McLean.
What's it called? Is that the one that's the Duke that?
Yeah. Hold on.
How the Duke Stole Christmas?
Yes, that is the one.
Okay, so I have this pulled up like in a different tab.
I just got a hard copy of the Duke I'd like to F.
That's what
And
I
I
thought you were talking
And I
about.
was like, don't say that title. Don't say that title. So anyway. Yeah.
That's what I
Look,
thought.
remember, my mother is watching this right now.
So when my pastor was watching it, it wasn't good enough. But now that your mom's on the line, just kidding.
Listen, let's just say there's a reason I write YA. It's easier parental conversations to be had. So
Same.
amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other Christmas stuff you want to chat about? Like, what does Christmas look like for you? I mean, obviously Christmas this year is like super weird and different for everyone, but do you have any like traditions you're going to be able to keep alive sort of inside your homes?
I mean, for us, it's going to be about food and baking cookies, and we'll do, stockings, and everything will look the same. It'll just be smaller because it won't have, our whole family here. So
Yeah.
we were supposed to go to Maui. We go to Maui every year between Christmas and New Year's, so we won't do that. But that's, like there are worse things. We're all healthy. We can see each other through screens. Like it's not ideal, but it's not like we're, in danger. So
Yeah.
It hasn't been as big a tradition for me, but I've gone 2 years and Lo is with her family and I'm with mine. And then we meet up one day and go snorkeling. And so it'll be sad not to do that. But like she said, it could be worse. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I don't
and
know
think how
what
good
we'll
next year's going to be then.
Hopefully, yeah. I think for us, the thing Lo and I are talking about is how to make Christmas Day not feel like every other day.
Yeah.
Right now. And we don't really know how to do that.
I mean, the thing that's hard is like Christmas is about celebrating togetherness, but that's all we've had. My kids are both doing virtual school. So like they don't leave ever. And so like there's never any celebrating of non-togetherness. But I think just changing it up a little, like we're going to do gingerbread houses and we'll bake and, it'll be fine.
I'm continuing with my Christmas tradition of not knowing what I want and not being helpful to anybody around me. My mom's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't know. I don't need anything. Please don't give me clothes. My apartment is really tiny.
That's my daughter's 20 and going to school online right now. And I'm like, what do you want for Christmas? And she's just like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, save it till next year.
Yeah.
Amanda, what about you?
Oh, we're still figuring it out. I mean, we have the cat now. This is our first Christmas with the cat, who we fostered back in May, and we lasted as foster parents for 2 days before like both my husband and I like broke down crying at the idea of getting rid of her, or like letting anyone else have her. So it's Jenny Girl's first Christmas. My parents have already sent me a Christmas ornament that says meow, and in the O is a picture of her.
That is perfect.
And I am having one of my fellow wonderful booksellers, Sarah Crayman, is knitting her a custom stocking. So I'm mostly going to go like really hard on the cat's Christmas.
It's just like when you have kids.
Exactly. It's funny because she like doesn't even like she's not a treats girl. Like whenever we like try to give her a treat, she'll like be like, no, this is not my food. Or like if we get her the wrong shaped food by accident and like mix them together, she'll eat around the shape she does not like, and leave them in the bowl. So she does like some toys. So like we'll load her stocking up with some fun toys and just like try to see if she breaks the Christmas tree.
My dogs are barking so loud, and I'm just like,
bring them in. Bring them in.
They're like, what about us for Christmas?
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect. Well, I think that just about wraps us up here, but this was absolutely lovely. Everyone should buy In a Holidaze. We sell it at one more page. I will say the paperback is currently sold out and probably won't be back in stock until after the holidays. We are hopefully getting some hardcovers in if you want like the collector's holidays edition. And this will be a great read in January too. So keep the spirit going. Yes. And then you guys have another book, of course, coming out very soon. Do you want to briefly mention that?
So this comes out next May, and this is our first hardcover, and this is an ARC, so it's an early edition. And I love this book. This book is like probably one of my favorite things we've ever done. The premise is, what if science could find your soulmate in your DNA, but you already know him and you don't like him? So it's fun and cute. I don't want to take too much time going through a longer synopsis than that, but I feel like this is our first single mom character we've written, and her daughter is like one of my favorite characters.
I love so cute.
Them. I really, really love this book. So May 18th, 2021, which feels so far away, but I swear like every month is going by so fast.
It's like 6 months, right?
Yeah. It'll feel like a blink. So
yeah.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Christina, Lauren, Anna. Anna's books are also available to purchase if you want a nice, lush, romantic fairy tale retelling. It's also very nice, like Christmas time, holiday time. Like, it's cold. Why don't you pretend that you're like sailing the seas to find a love? And some of those seas go to London and to Norway. My mom loves them, and I know she's part of this, and now she's part of it for you all too. So. To quote my mom, that Anna writes very nice books. So
thank you, Amanda's mom.
So it'll be perfect. And thank you guys. And I hope you all have a safe and wonderful holiday season. Happy Hanukkah starting tomorrow. Merry Christmas coming up soon. Happy Festivus very soon as well, probably. And stay safe, stay home, stay masked, read a book. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.